We are live. We are live. This is the H-Town Vet. Come on into the room. We're going to wait until we reach critical mass. Just a few more people in. As you come into the room, let us know who's here. Let us know. Give a shout out who's here. Commonly we ask the question. Branch of service. You know, we already know where most of you live. Let us know your branch of service. This is the H-Town Vet. And we're going to talk about an important topic tonight. We talked about protecting our benefits. Tonight, we're going to be talking about protecting veterans. We were having an interesting conversation last night about different people that offer to help veterans with their benefits. And we're going to discuss that tonight. So as you come into the room, let us know that you're here. Give us a comment. Okay, D-Law's here. You didn't do nothing wrong. Matter of fact, I owe you an apology, brother, because I thought about what you were saying and what y'all was saying, and I shouldn't, I guess, when y'all chatting with each other, let y'all chat and not put it up. You didn't do nothing wrong. We're going to have a good conversation tonight. We got this. He said he didn't do it. Neither did I. So we're going to give it a few moments. We got 3. Let's try to get to 5. If we can, we're going to get started. Yeah, it's me. Blame it on me. But we're going to make this happen tonight. We're going to give some information that's going to help veterans when you're trying to seek help from other people when it comes to your benefits, because we understand that there's a lot of people offering to help veterans. Lawyers, veteran organizations, veterans themselves. So we're going to ask a few questions tonight. We're going to try to figure out a few things. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started. We've been here about 3.5 minutes. Let's get started. The purpose, we're dealing with the concept of Mr. Expert, Mr. and Mrs. Expert. These people that say that they know. Let's see what he said. Let's see my brother say, hold on. That's right. Look what my brother said. I apologize to my brother. He say, you don't owe me in. Hold on, let me get this off the screen. My brother say, D-Law said, I don't owe him anything. We're just trying to get this claim thing right. What we're trying to do here at the H-Town Vet, with y'all help, we're trying to create a think tank like they do in politics, like they do in businesses. We're trying to come up with questions and solutions that can help veterans so we don't keep making the same mistakes individually, because we're not making a collaborative effort. We're not coming together. So by us shooting ideas off of each other, coming up with solutions, we can do this thing together. Now, the VA expert. Is there any such thing as the VA expert? Now, I say there isn't sometimes, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. There are people that are very, very knowledgeable when it comes to veteran benefits. But that doesn't make them an expert, because as we find out while we interacting on these live streams, that many of you have certain skills that other ones don't have. Like, I'm not as familiar when it comes to VA disability and Social Security disability, but because y'all have lived it, especially you, D-Law, I've learned a lot from that. Okay? Now, the VA expert. Let's go on. What we're going to be doing here we're going to be coming up with not just the problem, but we're going to also be addressing the solutions of what the deal is when it comes to getting the proper help from others. Because we need to have somewhat of a guide or a guideline on what we can do. Here's the thing. This is my opinion, of course. The VA expert myth. Let me see here. When it comes to dealing with people that's soliciting, telling you that, hey, come over here, we're going to help you with this. We know how to make these claims simple, easy, and fast. Have you ever experienced, D-Law, have you ever experienced simple, fast, easy claims? Now, sometimes some claims move faster than others, but on the general, what claims do you feel move faster? Or do you think they all can be complicated when you're dealing with the VA? What's your opinion on that? Now, let me see. Heck no. So the thing is, whenever you hear somebody telling you that, listen, this is going to be easy. If you ever see a thumbnail that says, this is going to be easy, this is going to be fast, and this is going to be simple, there's no such thing. They don't know because they haven't looked at your case. They don't know where you at in the process. And that's why we're dealing with this. That's why we're communicating so that other veterans can see this live stream and hear look at the chat, because the chat will be open and we're going to learn from each other. Now, let's move on. Now, when we're doing it, many times, like when I got out of the military, and I'm sure this was straight true for you too, D-Law, we were looking for, once we start finding out about the benefits, we didn't really have no advice. We didn't have no support. At least when I was coming out doing Desert Storm, they just taught us, they gave us a class on how to tie a tie before we got out the military. Talking about get a job, tie a tie. Okay. And we didn't get the necessary help all the time. Some got more than others. Now, another thing we have dealing with talking to other people, everybody was in our ear. Once we started getting interested about veteran benefits and a compensation, it's good that, everybody was in our ear. They would say, hey, you're learning about this, man, this happened. I got this and I got that. And they guess what? This new law done come down where we're going to be paid $1 million in veteran benefits. And the government said it. And you say, well, where's this at? Oh, no, man, it's just going to happen. Somebody told me. So this is what we're going to deal with tonight, the rumors. We're going to deal with the promises. D-Law, has anybody ever promised that they was going to guarantee you or promise you that they're going to help you get your benefits? It was a guarantee that if you give them this, or if you do this, they're going to give you that? That's the question. Now, the problem I had once I got out of the military, it was simple. Nope. I would talk to veterans and they were very resourceful as far as telling me about their story. When I asked the veteran about a claim and both of them had filed the same type of claim, I would ask one, what should I do this? And one would say yes, and the other one would say no. And when I asked both of them, well, what should I do? Y'all telling me two different things. All they would say is, well, it worked for me. So if I get two different answers of people telling it worked for me, what can I do with that information? So a lot of times we have to start from the beginning. We have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to understanding these VA benefits. And that's a problem. As you come into the room, if you don't mind, let us know the branch of service or whatever that you are from, and let us know what state you're living in. We appreciate it. Now, Here we go. This is what we get. And I want to ask your opinion on this, D-Law. I see a lot of false flagging and clickbait. When we say false flagging, empty promises. That's what I'm talking about. Let me see what he said. D-Law have a statement here he putting out. He say, I have a buddy. Let me enlarge this. Okay. I have a buddy that tried to tell me who to use to file a claim, and he was never deployed or have a disability. So this is the point. Whenever you're dealing with someone who's purporting to help you with your benefits, you don't have to be rude, but the question you must ask yourself, okay, who are you? What expertise do you have? What experience do you have that validates the information that you're telling me? Are you just telling me to trust you? You got to watch the wild goose chases that people sometimes send you on. You don't follow clickbait. When people say, click on this, and guess what? We're going to help you. You're going to get your 100%. One minute they're going to tell you 100% permanent and total can never be taken away from you. The next week they apologize and saying, well, they can take it away from you. So which is true? This is why we tell you there's no such thing as a totally protected rating unless you've had that rating for 20 years. And even then, even when you've had a rating for 20 years, if they find that you got it through fraud, it can be taken away from you. Remember, the VA defines what fraud is. Now, what about 100% permanent and total? What about 100% permanent and total? Well, if you have 100% permanent and total, I'm safe, right? No, that's a more protected rating. That is not a totally protected rating. This is what I want you to understand. There's no such thing as a totally protected rating. You're less likely to be put in for an exam because you had no future exams scheduled. But the VA can call you in, especially if you open up a claim. Let's say you open up a claim. Now let's see what D-Law said. No matter what percentage you are, you better keep seeking treatment. This is key. If you go see, this is why we have these live streams, so y'all can understand. Once you get relaxed, that's when you're gonna get a call from the VA. Once you get comfortable, that's why you got to continue to seek treatment. Set up what you said, D-Law, the other day, at least 3 appointments a year, especially for your service-connected disabilities. I say get treatment for all your conditions, but you need to continue to get treatment. If when a doctor asks you, did you take medicine? You better tell them, yes, I took my medicine. Okay, we got military Mike in. Today, the doctor told me that I have flat feet. Now, I have a few questions about that, military Mike. This shouldn't be too long of a live stream, but it depends on, what information we share today. I want to know, did you go into the military with flat feet? Because if you went in and they allowed you in, even though you had them before you went in the military, if your military service aggravated your flat feet, because if they let you in anyway, at that point, so if you didn't have it, this is something that you can call service connected. You need to please. He said no. He said no, I didn't have it. So you need to document it, and you need to ask the right questions, military Mike. These are the type of questions you should ask. You need to ask, let me know if y'all can hear me good. Let me know if the music is too loud. Please let me know that, okay? You need to ask them, military Mike, is it possible the boots that I wear in the military caused this? Could it be as a result of my military service? Let them know. We got John in the house. All right, my brother. I'm trying to get that Cash App thing together. So if you or others want to donate, I'm gonna try to have that set up. Okay. I'm new to this technology, but all the information you need, we're gonna put it right here. And yeah, it costs a little change to set up all this here. So whatever y'all do to help, I'll appreciate it. No problem at all. But either way, we're gonna get the message out. We're going to get the information out. Now, back to you, military Mike. You need to get that diagnosis. You hear me? From that doctor. And you need to tell that doctor that I wear certain type of boots in the military. I do certain type of activities. And sometimes could that possibly be or aggravated my condition or caused it? You need to get this straight before you get out. Now, because it's the reserves, I don't know how that would work. So we have to see. And most likely they do it based on your active duty time. Unless, here's the caveat, military Mike, the caveat. If you would do an active duty time, and I think you were, while you were in the reserves, then you can get service connected during that time. So please keep all documentation of that. Now let's see what D-Law said. I seek treatment twice a month, every 2 or 3 months for all of my ailments. Now I do Skype where I talk to the doctor on the computer. Have you ever done that for your psychological? But for physical, yeah, it's best to go in. So please, and continue to order your medications. Get your medications, please. And when they set you up for certain things, do it. If the medications are not working, get them adjusted. Now, here we go. John, I was a guy who never went to sick call, but I went in with flat feet. Now, here's the thing about that. That's okay. They accepted you, didn't they? Because they accepted you in, if you have flat feet, these things can be aggravated. Understand that if you had a condition before you joined the military, but they still allowed you in, they're not going to necessarily pay you for the service connection. They're going to pay you because your condition, even though it's pre-existing, got aggravated by your military service. Now we got Yandale in the house. We're glad to see you. All my regulars coming in there, and I appreciate you. And we're going to continue to get this knowledge out. All right. Now I'm going to tell you what we were talking about. I'm going to just go back to this image so you'll know what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with VA experts. We're dealing with the VA expert, Mr. and Mrs. Expert. We want to know what can we do to watch the pitfalls of people who are purporting to be people that help veterans that may be exploiting them or leading them down the wrong road, whether they're asking for money or not. You don't want bad advice when it comes to trying to get your VA disability benefits, because it can hold up your claim. It can cause claims to be denied. So we're going to answer the questions tonight. We got some strategies and techniques that you can use. Now let's go back to where we were. Now we're here. We're dealing with the evidence. We're not dealing with false flagging, people making promises that we're going to get you 100%. You're not going to get 100% unless you have evidence that backs up 100%. Clickbait, come here and this happens, but once you get over there, now you got to click and go somewhere else. Excuse me? Why are you sending me on all these different routes? No, I want the answer right here. That's why when military Mike asked me about flat feet, I told him the deal. He said he had them. After he joined the military, I say, let him know about your boots. When John said he had flat feet, I told him what the deal was. What did I say? I said, John, because you had them before, that doesn't matter, because they allowed you in the military with flat feet. So guess what? Because they allowed you into the military with flat feet, they still are obligated. Let me know if my sound is too low or too loud. Let me know. Now, let's see. This is what military Mike said, and he was the one that had flat feet. After he just got died, a doctor told him had it. Make sure you get a diagnosis there, military Mike. I think it was the boots. Them boots were hurting in the motor pool, and not to mention, I am air assault. So guess what? Remember we talked last night about what? We talked about paratroopers, and of course, air assault falls under that. And we talk about ankle injuries. We talk about the different things. So what we need you to do is the research, can flat feet, what military activities can cause flat feet or aggravate them. Find that out. And we're going to be looking it up too. Let's see what Yin Dale's talking about tonight. Good to see you. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. I am going to have physical therapy at home twice a week for my shoulder, knees, and back. Can you do this, Yin Dale? Keep a log. Please keep a log, or if they're recording, make sure you have a recording of the fact of how often you get treatment, how often you have pain, because the frequency of the pain is what, when on the DBQ, is what they look at. Let me say, for example, dealing with PTSD. Kevin's in the house. We're so glad to have you here, my brother. Evening family. He say evening family. I'm gonna get back down to y'all. Don't worry about it. Evening family from Kevin. We glad to have you here, brother. Now back to Dale Yin. She was talking about getting treatment. Now, when you get this treatment, whatever treatment you get it documented. And if you have, go look at your records, because my doctor had put something in there years before that I was totally disabled, could not work, but I never looked at the medical records. I only found this all out years later. I had a GAF score. That's what they used to rate mental disorders, based on a GAF score. I had one of like 25 or 35. You can't work with less than 50 or 40. Now, let's see what D-Law is talking about. Yes, the mental health. Yes, for mental health, but the doctor is a VA, is at the VA in another state. Now, that's interesting. There's a shortage of mental health doctors in Memphis, VA. Now, y'all need to complain about that. Is there anything that y'all could say that you're relying, that this is hurting? Do y'all have any type of petition or anything that y'all doing saying this is hurting y'all treatment, that y'all not getting the proper treatment that you need? Are they doing anything to bring in like travel doctors, just like they have travel nurses? I'm just asking questions here, because they should have enough doctors to treat you. If you already have health problems, why should you have to travel so far? Now, here we go. D-Law say, I had an option to see someone in person or telehealthcare in Chicago. It's not like that in Memphis. Okay. So Memphis don't have the opportunity. You don't have the opportunity to do it. Now, here we go, Yin Dale. We're talking about these. Y'all have any general questions? We're going to always answer these and give the information that you need tonight. Stay to the end, because I got the strategy you need to deal with people that call themselves VA experts or helping you, whether they be lawyers, whether they be an individual, a veteran group, especially people that's charging you money. I got the answers tonight. Okay. Now, Yin Dale says inflammation or damage to the posterior tibula, I can't say it, tendon, which runs from the lower leg down to the ankle and to the middle of the arch of the foot, dislocated or broken bones in the leg or feet. Now, y'all need to be listening to this, because you need x-rays. If you have damage to your ankles, your knees, any joints, there might be little pieces, particles of bone jumping around. Especially, I don't know if you remember, there was I believe, I forget this. He was a very great wide receiver, and he was good. But they said, "Why are you retiring?" He said, "I have no cartilage." He said, "When I run, it puts me in extreme pain. So no matter how gifted I am, all my cartilage is worn down." We got Bernie in the house. Bernie is in the house. So glad to see you, my brother. Now, Military Mike, thanks so much. This knowledge is priceless. Well, this is what we're here for. The problem is, we're not trying to get 1 million people. If 1 million people come, we cool now. But the thing is, we want the people that want the information that's right. We're not here for itchy ears or to blow up somebody's ego or to massage your pockets. Like I said, I'm going to set it up. Our brother asked about donations. I'm going to set it up coming up here. But all the information you need going to be right here. You ain't going to have to run nowhere to get no information. It's going to be here. And we appreciate everything. We appreciate this support. Now, let's see what our brother Bernie talking about. There's a brother in Georgia, always smoking a cigar, bragging about how much money he can get you for your claims. Red flag to me. It's not claim. It's my claim, not a music video, of course. When you have somebody spitting in your ears, telling you all them nice things, that's what people want to hear. When we talk like this, don't nobody want to come around. You know when they're going to start coming around? When we get the results. This is how I've helped veterans. I've helped veterans because I tell them the truth. People don't want to hear the truth. They want something quick, fast, and easy. VA disability is not quick, it's not fast, it's not easy. You may have a claim that goes fast and smooth. That just happened to happen at that time. We've all had a fluke. I had a claim be approved in less than 2 months. I went from 50 to 70% less than 2 months. But to go from 0 to 30% took me 6 years. I want you to understand what I'm talking about. Remember, there's no one size fits all when it comes. So when somebody tells you they can promise you, they don't even know who you are. Who are they, a psychic or something? No, they don't. They need to know your case without even looking at your case. Now, again, they'll say PT personnel have a sign-in sheet. I will request my records in a month because I usually don't see community care notes in Blue Book. Okay, so if you don't see those medical notes on there in Blue Book, you take care of that. Now let's see what. I'm so glad to have y'all here. Y'all just don't know. It means a lot to me. Should I file my claim for pest planters ASP? Currently, I have a claim pending for GERD, IBS, tinnitus, and chronic fatigue already. Well, if you don't have your evidence together, what I suggest you do, file it when you got some evidence. If you have newer material evidence, yes. If not, the first thing you need to do is file a notice of disagreement while you collect the evidence for what's planners? What is that? Pest planners. Let me know what that is. Okay? Because if you don't have the evidence, you can file a claim, but if you can still do the intent to file till you get the evidence together. You have a year, so it'll backdate to that claim. But understand, make sure that's all you filing. If you have other things that come up you need to file them all at one time, because that intent to file is only going to cover one claim. Now let's see what our brother John is talking about. The VA sent me to physical therapy for flat feet, still have pain. Now here's the go with you. What you need to do, John, you need to tell them your pain level. You need to keep a documentation of your pain level throughout the day. I say do it at least when you wake up, when you go to bed, when you leave the house, when you come back, when you around the time of dinner, lunch, those type of things. You need to keep a log because you can use that as evidence. And what you're going to keep a log of, your pain level. What things do it keep you from doing when you have the pain? What type of problems? Do you have to wear certain shoes? And you need to ask the VA, if you're service connected, you need to ask them, even if you're not. Ask them for some shoes to deal with your flat feet. Go over there to the VA and get that. Now, let's see what our brother D. Law said. If I want something quick and easy, I can go up on the Summer Avenue and get a $10 house. That's right. Ain't nothing quick and easy. Yeah, that's quick and easy. And you might bring something back with you. You might go there empty-handed and come back with a little package. You understand? Now, John, I think I have seen that guy. He's always by a swimming pool on the rooftop smoking a cigar. So we got the people, we got the cowboy in the basement, and we got the dude with a cigar on the roof. So all these people making promises, that's no blanket promises. There's no blanket promises. We're going to answer this tonight. We're going to solve this tonight. Trust me. When we get through here, you're going to know how to deal with all these characters. Now, let's see what military might. Flat feet, that's what it means. Yes, so if you're dealing with flat feet, you need to make sure, should I file a claim? Do what I said. You need to file that intent to file first and then get your evidence together, okay? Between a day and tomorrow, get the form for the intent to file. I got it on several videos. I don't remember which one at this time, but just, you don't have to say what you're filing for. Just put your name on there and whatever, your signature, and that you have an intent to file a claim. You just submit that. You're not filing a claim. You're telling them you intend to do that. Now, he said, yep, it's flat feet. Now, Yandale, I really enjoy doing this because y'all helping me to grow and y'all giving me the confidence I need to put information out there. Because there have been times when I've tried to help veterans and they discouraged me because some people don't like you helping other veterans. I don't know why, but it's a problem. They want to keep it where they only help certain people. If you serve, you got a right to it. Now, let me tell y'all something y'all don't realize. Every veteran that's out here now, the VA got your money set aside for VA compensation. You know why I know that? Because whenever you file, they don't say, well, wait, we got to pay your money later. We ain't got your money set up. We got to save it up and all that. Now, as soon as you get it, they got to give you. That's why they fight you so hard from getting it. Now, let me read what Yandale says. At the CMP exam, the VA practitioner will check the ROM for your affected joints. I guess that has something to do with rotation. Let me know what that means. Using a gorometer. Always take a cane, crutches, and walker and braces to the CMP exam. And let me tell y'all something. If you going, you keep your stuff, because some days gonna be worse than other, and you're gonna definitely need your cane if you're going in that, because they're gonna start moving your stuff around, and you're gonna need a cane to get out. But don't wait until you start walking inside the building. As soon as you get out the vehicle, have your cane and stuff right there, because they got video camera of all this stuff. So if you turning flips in the parking lot, they know it. They go talk to the police. Hey, can you pull this camera up? Because I think this person might be faking. Now, here we go. Yandale, don't let them push you past the point of pain. Please, whoever just came in the room, you need to hear this. My best friend, and he's a veteran too, a retired sergeant major. He was a command sergeant major in the U.S. Army before he retired. He did both active duty and reserve. He has problems with his feet because he was air assault like one of you brothers or sisters. I forget who said it. And that doctor told him to get up on that hospital table where they do the examination, stand up and jump down off of there to see how much pain he would be in with his feet. He say, so when I jump off of here, how you gonna deal with my pain? What you gonna do to correct my pain? And the doctor say, that's enough. You don't have to do it. Don't let them have you doing foolish things. And when you get to your point of pain, tell them to stop. Tell them that you go. Don't let them torture you. If you can't move but so far, you don't move but so far. You're not there to impress no doctor. Now let's see. I like what military Mike said. Quick and easy and probably cheesy. You right. You know, man, let me tell you something. All of us, no matter where we from, we know people that try to run game. What you say? Y'all got me cracked up. The guy with the cigar on the roof, and it's another guy with a cowboy hat in the basement. Y'all some characters, man. What we gonna do with y'all? Now, old John laughing too, crying his eyes out. Now look, Yandale says 10% rating for back pain. Now that's good. I've never gotten anything for my back, but I don't know if I filed a claim for that. 10% VA rating for back pain, forward flexion, of the lumbar spine greater than 60 degrees, but not greater than 85. So when it comes to the back, they pay you, they don't pay you for the back per se. They pay you for certain sections of the back that you have the disability in. Let me know if I'm correct, Ian Dale. Now let's see what Ian Dale's saying here. 20% VA disability for back flexion. I think I just read that. Now let's see what Ian Dale say. Degrees, but not greater than 30%. So there's only so far you can go. They measure it based on your flexibility. Now, Kevin Colbert, I got 40% for my back. Let me ask you this here. Do you know what symptoms you have? Did you make sure that they properly rated you? Did you look at the schedule for rating for your condition in particular? Find out which vertebrae it is. Now, D-Law, watch those VA examiners. Now, listen to what VA law said. Watch those VA examiners. I had a female doctor compliment me on my shoes. That means they are sizing you up. Don't go to the exam looking fresh. Don't go there trying to impress no doctors either. You're not there to make friends. That's no reason not to be cordial. You're there to get help. But I've had that too many times, that people trying to impress a doctor and they will bait you in to get you. One guy, he said, do you go places and dress up? Oh yeah, I go here and I go to church and I'm part of this organization and I'm part of that. He just started rattling off stuff. You only answer things that's related to your condition. That's it. Now, let me see. I got that. I like that. I like that answer. Now let's go to the next slide. Now let me ask you this here. When it comes to legal representative, being legal help, I want y'all to answer this question. When is it necessary to use a lawyer? When is it necessary to use a lawyer? In your opinion, what brought you to a point you say, you know what, I can't handle this on myself. I think this is going to be too much for a service organization. When should a veteran that's seeking VA disability compensation use a lawyer? Let us know in the chat. You know, is it when it's just, you don't know, you don't understand the condition? When do you think you should use a lawyer? Let's see what they're saying here in the chat. Okay. Now that's a good one. Degenerative arthritis. We'll get to that. Now this is a key one. Let's see what our brothers say. D-Law says after your claims are denied the first or second time. Once you get a denial, usually lawyers can work with you then. Now, Mike, I want more information on that. Mike say you only use a lawyer as a last resort. Let me ask you, Mike, do you think you use a lawyer as a last resort because of the fact that they might want part of your back pay? What is your apprehension? Let us know. Now, let's see what D-Law. I got one after my first denial for SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance. Now, okay, Kevin says, I agree with Mike. Okay. Let me know why. Let me know why y'all you only use a lawyer as a last resort. Let me go back up to your comment, Kevin. Degenerate arthritis. Do you have that? Or because I have arthritis in my shoulders, but I'm not service connected for it. But we used to load those rounds in those tanks, and that's kind of what damaged my arms. Loading big old Sabo and heat rounds. Now, denial and some of my back pay. So you saying even with lawyers, see, this is what we're going to talk about this all day. I'm asking y'all these things for a reason. I'm going to give you the solution on when you should use a lawyer or anybody that's calling himself helping you. We're going to talk about this. Now, when you're seeking legal aid, I got a question about that. But let me get Kevin's question up. Yes, I do. I am service connected. Okay, you service connected for the arthritis. Let us know in the chat how you were able to do that. What did they do? A range of motion? How they know you had arthritis? Because I don't think it shows up on an x-ray. Now, lawyers can only get 33.5%. Y'all already ahead. Now look at what question I had. You know why I don't like dealing with y'all? Because y'all always ahead of the game. I already had a question. Let me see my lawyer question. Now look what my question was. Already that question up there. And before y'all get to it, before I even say it anything, has a lawyer ever asked for more than 20% of your VA disability back pay? Has you ever have a lawyer? So one said they can get up to 33%. Have you ever had a lawyer ask for more than that of your back pay? Let us know in the chat. Now, so Yen Dale say lawyer last resort, or if you are not equipped to do claims on your own, of course, mental or physical. Okay, so you have disabilities that makes it hard to do that. MRIs are best for backs. Okay, so if you're doing the MRIs are best for backs, knees and shoulders. If you want evidence for MRI, for those for backs, knees, or shoulders, get an MRI. Now, it doesn't. I have X-rays from the VA and my chiropractor. All right, let's see what Brother D Law says. Some law firms will bill the VA for your legal services. Now, let me ask you this here. That's if they win, or even if the lawyer loses your case, do you still have to pay them? Are there any lawyers that still expect you to pay? Especially if you have had surgeries. Okay, so that's important from what Dale is saying. If you've had surgeries, it's good to have these x-rays. Now, let me tell you something. If the VA does a malpractice at the VA hospital, you know you can get disability from that, right? You know that you can get a payout for that. If you get some kind of malpractice, if something happens to you or your family member, you make sure they get taken care of. It depends on the firm. Okay, Mike said it depends on the firm. Now, let's continue. We're going to continue to move. But I want to ask you a question. We're going to get to it. We're going to talk to this. We got 12 people in the chat. Watching us live right now with us. Now we've talked about the general information. Now we're going to talk about the problems and the solutions. And as we get to that, I want to ask you this question. Dealing with getting help with your claims. That's what we're talking about today. Who to trust? What's the right direction? Should I do the claim on my own? Should I get assistance from others? Have you ever been taken advantage of by someone claiming to help you with your claim? Let us know. Let us know in the chat if you've ever felt like either been taken advantage of or you felt like you've been taken advantage of by someone. Let me know. Now let's see what Ian Dale say. Ian Dale, y'all need to be paying attention because we have some very knowledgeable people when it comes to these benefits. Yeah, I have a general, I guess you would call me like a general practitioner. We got some specialists in the house when it comes to these VA benefits. I got a very good general knowledge of benefits. These people are very specific. And that's why we needed to come together so we can have this shared think tank where we can help each other problem solve. Okay, what did Yen Dale say? VA 1151 claims 1, 2, 3, 4 are filed by veterans who suffer injuries or illnesses due to neglect or malpractice during VA treatment. Please write this down. Please copy this. please, because I didn't know the form to do it on. But but you need to do it in a timely manner. If something happened, you were doing okay before you went into the hospital, but when you come out, something's wrong, and let them know. If you don't want any trainees working on you or nobody doing what they call it, residency, if you don't want no resident doctors working on you, you don't have to have it. You can tell them no, whether they're an eye doctor, a surgeon, or whatever, because the VA, if you ever look outside the Houston VA, they got a sign. You know what it says? Campus. Like it's a college campus, like it's a research campus. They used to have that sign out there, for real. Now let's see what our brother Mike says. Military Mike says, if you do get assistance, I recommend a VSO or veteran at the or veterans at the DAV or Veterans of Foreign Wars, the VFW. Now, that's a mixed bag. It depends on who you're dealing with and how good y'all mesh, how knowledgeable they are, and how good y'all mesh together. What type of claim you're submitting to them, they may not be familiar with it. And they need to be honest with you. You ask them, have you ever handled a claim like this before? Ask them. Now, for SSDI, the limits is 25% of your back pay or $7,200 or whichever is less. Now, I'm assuming that's for the lawyers dealing with Social Security disability. Let me know that in the chat. That's the lawyers. They can get up to 25%. See, we need to know this information so we're not taking advantage of it. Now, let's move on to the next slide. Here go the secret box. D-Law said yes. Let me get that on the screen. He said yes, that's for those lawyers. But they told us last night. That's why many of you need to stay in here and listen, because I was learned last night from, I think it's from Lynn Dale, that you can have the same lawyers. There are some lawyers that could represent you with your VA compensation and your Social Security disability. I didn't know that. I thought they had to be specialists. Now, let's see. Okay. We're going to get to these secrets. Let me see what Yandel says. The top 10 common mistakes VA disability claims are 1, 2, 3, 4, tinnitus limitations, dealing with your ears, tinnitus limitations of flexion, knee hearing loss, lumbar scar, and cervical strain limitations of motion of the arm scars, general paralysis of. Now let's see. We continue on, so I'm gonna see what else she put on there. General paralysis of cervic nerve, post-traumatic stress disorder, limitations of range of motion of ankle. Remember, they're gonna pay you if you have you service connected for your joint. Your severity level is gonna be based on how much you can move that arm. If it's dealing with hearing, it's gonna be how much hearing loss do you have. But they usually don't pay more than 10%. Has anybody got anything more than 10% for hearing loss? Let us know. Or tinnitus. Now, I haven't, and hope I never will take advantage of it. I hear you. Now, let's talk about these secrets here. Let's talk about these secrets. Oh, let me get back to Mike here. Hold on. I got to get your comment down here, Mike. All right, let me get. I'm trying to clear the screen, so y'all be patient with me. Now, when people saying, they may not say straight out, we have the secrets, but what they might say is, I got a secret place that you can go. You come over to, y'all mentioned the word boot camp last night. You come up on my roof while I'm smoking a cigar. They just make all these things what they're telling you things. Now, I don't know who's helping who, but I'm going to give you some techniques and strategies how to cipher through people, especially remember now, a lawyer, you can go to the what? You can go to the what they call that? The where you can complain about a lawyer. What is that called? It's the bar. You can go to the bar, right? But now when it comes to a veteran helping you, who can you complain to? So I want to give some strategies here. When they're telling you, yeah, I can help you, but they're not saying what they can do to help, there are certain strategies you have to do. Watch out for the secret places that you have to go to get information. Be very careful of that, okay? Now, here we go. When you go to people, now this is going to be the rough part, and I want to ask you that. And that's what it comes when we talked about. Have you ever been taken advantage by somebody? I think I asked this question earlier. Have you ever been taken advantage of by someone claiming to help you with your claim? Now, people out of desperation because you may have lost your job, you may have a mortgage that you have to pay. So when somebody's saying that they give me this money and I can guarantee your disability, out of acts of desperations, many times people do it. But I remember last night, one of y'all told me what? That somebody told you, a doctor said that you can pay them $2,000 for a nexus, something that showed that you're service connected, that the doctor will write it up. That's a large sum of money. And if it ain't based on evidence, it doesn't mean anything. You're just out of $2,000 because the VA gonna want more than that nexus letter. They gonna want evidence that the doctor put in there. And if that evidence doesn't line up with that nexus letter, you got problems. See what we got over here. D-Law, the key point. Once you submit a claim, you don't know what the VA is going to do. Don't assume your stuff will go through. No. So this is what you have to do. Remember what I told you. Prepare for the next step. So when you submit a claim, already start gathering information for your appeal. If you receive a denial, look at why they denied you. That's going to be the information you need to fight. They're going to say, we deny your claim, and this is why. And then if you see something in there that's bogus, hold on, VA. I gave you this. That's contradicted evidence that I gave you. You saying you couldn't find any evidence of my foot being injured in the military. I just showed you my in-service medical records that say it was, and I showed my treatment, my nexus letter showing a doctor saying that it's connected to my service. So you send that back in. Now let's see what we got here. Ian Dale says 38 CFR. That's the law book. 38 CFR. Let me see how she said it. They should use this as a reference. I put it like that on the decision level. Every letter that you get, they send to us. They at the end of it, they're gonna quote VA law. They use 38 CFR as the book that they made the decision on. So if they're using it to make the decision, but their decision is not based on the law, then they got a problem. But you got to know that by understanding what your condition is and how, what they call it, your rating guidelines for your disability. For back disabilities, there's only certain percentages. Somebody let me know what percentages are for back. I believe it's 60%. I believe it's, I think you get 20, 60. I think you get 100, but you got to be almost unable to move. Let me finish what she's saying here. Look up each one that they are referencing to see if it match the reason for the denial and what you have claimed. So look up, there are only certain reasons that they can deny you. And if it ain't based on the law that's related to your evidence and to your condition, you can file an appeal on that. Let's say with Yandell, she's actually giving us, we got very good people here. Y'all have come to the right place because we have very knowledgeable veterans, and we should appreciate those that are supportive like this. All right, 38 CFR, she's somewhere at va.gov that you can go to get this information. Now, the VA will ignore that nexus letter and evidence. So you need to know that. They'll ignore the nexus level. They may not even look at it. They may have it in a box and never look at it and make a decision without looking at the information. That's okay, because you're going to bring it back and say they didn't, because what did we say in that law about reexaminations the other night? They did not consider the whole medical record. Remember that law that I quoted when we were talking about the supportive claim form. The reason I got my claim reopened because they did not consider the whole medical record. They couldn't have if what? If they didn't use, because they supposed to refute this evidence. Just prepare to fight. The same with Social Security. Everything is a fight. Nothing is simple, easy, or fast when you're dealing with the VA. Now let's see. Prepare to fight. Now, Yandell, VA DBQs, you can look up what questions they should be asking you at the CMP exam depending on your body part. And she's giving you the list where the DBQ is at. So you might have one for PTSD. You might have one for major depression. They DBQs, and you go through that DBQ. It's a blank one. That's that doctor that you go to for the CMP. He's going to have that same form. He or she going to have that same form. If you have your leg, they're going to have a DBQ, which is a disability benefits questionnaire. They're going to have all these questions that the doctor is going to ask you. You can have them in advance so you can be aware of what things that they need to be looking for. Don't tell a doctor that you know that, but that's your right. All right, now to have access to those things. Let me see, the VA DBQ. You can look up the questions they should be asking you at the CMP exam, depending on your body part. And here's the benefits here. I just kind of reread that. Now, that's a message to you. I said I'm gonna let y'all do that. But most of those VA employees don't follow their own guidelines. That's right. Now, Yandell says, back ratings. Okay, now I'm learning what the back ratings are. I thought it was a 60% rating for back rating, but I guess not. All right. Back ratings are 10%, 20%, 40%, 100%. That's a big jump. That's a big jump from 40 to 100%. So that's the only ratings you can get for back, from what she's saying. Look it up, y'all. Complete, I don't know how to say the word, ankylosis of the spine, 50%. Complete ankylosis of the lower spine. Okay. Real deep on this. Now, D-Law, the VA is not training the employees to adjudicate claims properly. This is true. That drags out the claim process even longer. You know why? They hired a lot of people, but here's the problem. The people are not trained. It takes a while for them to get trained. And that's why I believe in the DRO, the decision review officer, if you can get one, to keep having to wait for 3 or 4 years at the Board of Veteran Appeals, because that's a higher level person at the VA, a DRO, decision review officer. If you have an appeal and it's been denied, they will look at that appeal. And I had a favorable rating. Anybody ever had a bad experience with a DRO or decision review officer? This person is out of the regional office. He or she is part of the rating team. You can even get, like he's saying, the rating team to do it, or you can get a senior level person, which is a decision review officer. Now let's see. Drags out the process and takes longer. Okay. Now let's move on to that next slide. We got 13 people in, and we appreciate y'all. Let us know where you're coming from, or you can just sit here and enjoy the live stream. Now, if they're taking your money, here's the thing. Now we about to get into the nitty-gritty up in here. We're not trying to be controversial or messes. But my problem is my issue is we're not going to sweep up any lies or secrets. If people out here taking advantage of veterans, we need to know it. If people are so-called helping veterans, purporting to help veterans, but they are not, we're not letting nobody sweep any lies on the table. No, we're here to protect the veterans, to help each other. Now, no, we're not sweeping anything under the rug. Now let's move on. Accountability. If you want to know how to deal with people, we talked about what the problem was. People sweeping things under the rug. People taking money from veterans but not giving them what they promised, or misleading them on what they could actually do. So we need to talk about accountability. Do that person has any obligation to help you with your claim once they got your money? Now let's just talk like it's some other one of the guy on the roof y'all talk about with the cigar, or whoever. Let's say it's somebody that's purport to help veterans, and let's say they're like me on YouTube, and they saying, hey, you send me this money and I'm gonna help you with your claim. I got the doctor set up and I can do this and we can do that. Woo, woo, woo. You understand? What do? How do you hold them accountable? Now, if a person making a whole bunch of empty promises, they're not gonna want to be accountable to anything to you. They want to be accountable only to the money that you give them. Now let's listen. Ye and Dale say, get a copy of the DBQ. For those you don't know, that is the disability benefits questionnaire that the doctors use in the CMP exams to evaluate you. Yes, you can get a copy of them yourself. Keep a copy of the DBQ after claims are completed, because sometimes the CMP examiner do not answer all questions. Knee, lower leg, DBQ, they got those. So you always get a copy of DBQ. You can request those. What would be the easiest way to get a copy of that? Those of you in the chat, let us know. Now let's talk about how to make somebody hold, if they talking about helping you and they try and take your money, or they try and tell you to, now sometimes they do it this way. They say they got some special course that they want you to go to. Now let's talk about it. Now here's the problem. My biggest concern for any veteran is that we're relying to somebody to our detriment. We're relying on somebody to our detriment. We sitting here, people telling us, go jump off of that, jump off of that. And we go do it, but they don't face none of the consequences. What do you mean that you taking all the risk, but the so-called expert that's helping you with your file, they just say, go do this here. And you say, well, hey, that didn't work. Well, you didn't do it the way I said do it. Well, hold on. I did everything you said. I can't help you no more. Well, they got your money now. So now your claim messed up. Now your claim is closed because you relied on someone to your detriment. So always, these are things that you need to do when somebody's calling themselves a VA expert. Somebody talking about, come take my secret course. These are the things that you need to do. Okay, first thing you need to do is verify. You hear me? Verify the information. So you say, hey, you giving me some information. You told me if I take your secret class or your secret training, that I'm gonna be able to do that. Show me where that information is. Give me the information so I can go verify what you telling me is true. Now, if they not legit, they're gonna start stumbling and stuttering and getting aggravated with you. Well, if you don't want my help, just leave. Nah, if I tell you some information, I want you to go verify it. Now let's see, we got a little more chat here. First thing you need to do, anybody tell you any information, verify. This ain't no popular stuff, but it's real talk. Let me see. Okay, regional office for DBQs. If they make you fill out a FOIA request, you can probably get it in 90 days. Somebody say you can request them through certain things. Like I heard of that. I don't know. Okay, now listen to current veteran disability compensation rates. There go the rates. You see, Yandel, we got all these talented people right here in this room. You hear me? Because we don't have no secrets. Every time people come in, they say, oh, they're not talking about secrets. They talking about verified information. I want somebody to do it all for me. Ain't nobody gonna do anything all for you. Even if they help you get your benefits, you're gonna end up losing them if you ever get a reevaluation. That person ain't around. You need to be knowledgeable on how to protect your own benefits. Now let's see what Yen Dale said. You at the right place with the right people here. I have watched over 100 videos in 2.5 years, some multiple times. I always look for new information. Get informed, verify the information, go and make sure that information is legitimate. And the best people to talk to who are people that have won claims. If you want to talk about PTSD, I can do a lot to help you with that. If you want to talk about verified and through the website and va.gov, you talking to Yandel. She's very knowledgeable there, and Social Security. And when you D-Law on that Social Security, we want to talk about flat feet, we can go talk to John and our brother Military Mike. So we have different people, and Bernie always dropping good knowledge. And for all of y'all, thank you. Everybody's putting input. That's what I love about it, because we're all getting involved. There's nobody that's going to solve your problems but you. You are the VA expert. Talking about somebody expert. Nobody understands your condition better than you. Now, let's see what he said. She said that, okay, I'm going to take that off. Now, the first thing is verify all information people telling you, because when you file a claim, your signature going to be on that, not the person that gave you the information. So you got to verify, because once you file that claim as truthful, you can be held liable. If you lied, you can go to prison or jail. So always question people that's saying they're going to help you, and listen for the answers. See what kind of answer they're going to give. We real about this. We not new to this, Mike. We true to this. Now this room is on fire. Shout out, Mike. They keep coming in, some of them popping in, popping out, but we're not gonna stop putting the information down. Now Reddit has good information under our veteran benefits. Okay, that's good to know. Now, whenever you talk to somebody, you should be able to question, like y'all talking here and y'all asking questions. If somebody body's helping you with your benefits, but they're too aggravated. And I'm talking about lawyers. I'm talking about these experts out here. And when you ask them questions, well, what about this? Well, just listen to what I say do. If you don't want me to help you, just leave. You get on, walk on from there. Well, wait, why you need all my money up front? And I got a question for you to ask them that's gonna knock all that off. Watch this here. Now, I don't know if y'all thought of this here. We coming up. Another thing you should do. Boom. Now, what y'all think of that? Ask them, when you had the guys in the on the roof and in the basement, ask them, if I give you my money and if you don't help me with my claim, will I get 100% money back guarantee? Now, what you think their response gonna be to that? And make them sign a paper saying so. Say, before I give you any money, I want a receipt, something in paper, because you helping me. You say you're a veteran helping me. Do I get a money back guarantee, or at least I get a certain percentage of my money back for you helping me? What y'all thinking? And do you think they're going to sign that? Let me know in the chat. Ask these. Let's see what Mike says. I agree. Reddit is a gold nugget for information. I didn't know that. I like to read the post under veteran veterans helping veterans. Okay, y'all taught me something new today. Now, so to kind of recap, when somebody's saying that they're going to help you, the main thing you should do is review the information that they're giving you. Get opinions from other people like us here. What y'all think of this here? Make comments to them and ask them certain things. Hey, and I'm about to tell you what to ask them in a second here. And then be quiet and listen to what they tell you. Get feedback. And if they saying a whole bunch of nonsense, meaning you can't make nothing, a whole bunch of empty words, like, yeah, we can get you this and we can get you to the top level, but there's no substance to what they're saying, keep it moving. It don't cost nothing to listen to nobody. Now, that's what my grandmother used to say. Remember, if they telling you it's a one size fits all, oh, you got a knee problem? Oh, we handle knee problems like this. Now, everybody's situation is different. Everybody have different amounts of information. Some people don't have hardly no information. So everybody's situation is different. There's no one size fits all. And we're about, we're moving toward the end here. Another thing, anybody that can tell you they're gonna get it for quick, they gonna ship it to you quick, not necessarily. If you're trying to get your information fast, get your benefits back fast, that depends on the VA and their process. Now, one thing, let me tell you this here. The one thing that should be simple? One thing that should be simple is them explaining to you why you should give them your money, whether they be a lawyer, a veteran, or veteran organizations usually don't charge. But anybody that's even a veteran organization, they should make things simple, not complex. Now, the VA dealing with them going to be somewhat complex. But when you're dealing with anybody that's representing you, you should know everything that's going on. They should be able to explain that to you and make it plain. You understand? Now, so the question is, where do you go from here? How do you make a decision on who to help you? What's the main thing you should focus on? What should be the governing thing for you making your decision? I'm gonna tell you, follow the evidence. And you're listening for these people to follow the evidence. That's where your confidence is going to come from. Follow the evidence, please. Now let's see what Bernie said. All right, boy, y'all some character. I like how y'all don't call nobody name, but y'all got descriptions of them. The cigar guy. And now y'all gonna be having me looking for somebody with a cigar. Now, Military Mike says, well, look, we're about an hour because I said I'm gonna try to keep the live streams, as concise as possible. We got about an hour and 15 minutes. This is good. We're about, I think, on the last slide. Listen what Military Mike says. The first question I'd ask is, how much is going to cost me? There you go. And the second question is see, that's why we needed that. What's your price? And if they start stumbling and bumbling and all this here, where it depends, ask them, if we don't win the claim, remember what I said, the second question, can I get 100% money back guarantee if I don't get my money back? Now, if they help you get stuff, you shouldn't be unfair. Let's be real now. That if they help you with your benefits, don't be that like that. And they help you get the benefits. And you agreed to something, you should honor your words. Now, here's the thing. Let's say they didn't give you all of what you wanted. Well, if you agreed to it, don't agree to it. If you agreed to something and signed something, you should be accountable to your word, or don't do it. Because you can't say it's a raw deal unless you agree to it, because if you would have got all your benefits, you wouldn't have been mad. So make sure before you sign anything that legally obligates you to giving your money away, You ask those questions. How much is it going to cost me? Do I have a money back guarantee? Now, yes, the cigar guy is vague, and he always the veteran to pay for a consult. Consult is secret. Now, I have no problem if people do consults, but if you're vague up front, I got a problem with that. Nice, clean, blue water in the swimming pool. Let me tell you something. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Listen what Yandale says. Disabilities that can be claimed. Now, we need to hear this. I got to look at this one, and we're going to go over those disabilities that you can claim. You see the link that she put in? Matter of fact, I'm going to screenshot this because this is very important. Well, it's going to be on my live. Now, we needed that, so yes. Because you need certain disabilities you cannot claim. Other ones you can. Do y'all know of any disabilities that you can't claim? I'm going to give you one. Personality disorders. You can't claim that as a mental health disability. That's why a lot of the military puts a lot of people out on personality disorders because the VA don't pay for it. That's why you have to fight if they're trying to put you or your family members out. Now let's see what D-Law say. Can it be all so simple? Wu-Tang Clan. Oh, shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan. Now, Yandale says, look at your service treatment records. Now remember, she's talking about in-service military treatment records. Start from the head down to the toe. Nothing. Your disabilities, noting your disabilities and what could be considered secondary. Now, remember the power of secondary conditions. If you have migraines, for example, and you've had them since you've been in the military, but they only gave you a 0 rating for migraines, but your migraines are so severe that they cause you to be depressed because your migraines, let's say it was at a 0%. Even though the migraines are at a 0%, because it makes you so depressed, that depression is a secondary condition or consideration. And you might get 70% for the depression and still be 0% for your main condition of migraines. Remember that. Now, service members who experience flat feet typically develop the condition from a specific injury or overuse. Now, remember that during service. Remember that. So they jumping out of too many planes. When you ever had to do PT in your combat boots, that's a problem. You need to note that. If you ever had to do physical training in your combat boots, they used to do that back in the day. And if you've had shin splints, you need to document those. Running and marching in boots. Oh, that's what said the same thing. Look, before I got to it, she had already said it. Running and marching in boots. Note made for running. Not made for run. You must say not made for running on concrete. No, boots are not made for running on concrete. Now, let's see what Military Mike has to say here. I have a theory. Let's see what Military Mike's theory is. I strongly believe that all claims can be won. That's an interesting. Let's see what let's go further. It's a matter of strategy and know-how. The hurdle is that some will take longer than others to win, and you can't ever give up. You just have to keep fighting. Don't ever stop fighting. Go on with your life and do other things, but don't ever stop fighting. Remember, you know, I had veterans come up to me. Y'all wouldn't believe this. They say, I don't have no problems from the military. I said, let me ask you this. Let me ask you that. And every last one of them, there was some condition. Well, I just suck up the pain. I don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I did see my friend get killed in the military. And I do have dreams about that. Well, that's a condition. You having flashbacks, but they don't know. So people quick to try to deny. Because you know how the military say, suck it up and drive on. No, we're not doing that anymore. Now, let's see what D-Law, okay, he's talking military Mike, that's their key, and Social Security and VA wants you to quit fighting for your benefits. Never stop fighting. Remember, never stop fighting. Now let's see what Yandale is saying here. Mental health can be insomnia because you cannot sleep because of the pain. Of course. Of course. If you can't sleep because of the pain, that's a secondary condition. Anxiety because of your disabilities and your inability to work or do things that you enjoy in the past, loss of job, and family because of your disabilities. Yeah, tell them about your loss, the divorces, all that stuff. Now, D-Law, I've talked to veterans that said it took me 10, 20, 30 to get benefits. Oh, I hope you said 10, 20, 30 years. It took me, let me see. I was out in that one. About 15 years, almost 20 years. It took me almost 20 years. Now, Yandale, family because of loss. I already read that one. Now let's see what Mike, military Mike is telling us here. You fight for years if you have nothing to lose and money to gain. Now understand, don't be discouraged because you need to keep filing the appeal every time they deny you because that keeps your back payday going. Every time they do it, that means they're going to have to go back 10, 20. You think they want to go back 10, 20, 30 years? So eventually they say, we better pay this person out before they end up winning after 20 years and get 100, 200,000 from us. Now, what are some of the largest payouts that y'all seen? The largest I got is about 25,000 at one time. But I've known veterans to get 100,000, 300,000. Now the brother was in bad shape. Now that was he had trauma to the head, TBI kind of thing, and he had to get his sister as a caregiver. He stopped going to his appointments, and they called him in for a reevaluation. They're trying to take some of the money back, and this man could barely function on his own, for real. Now, let's see. I think that's going to be. That's the last one. Any final questions, any comments that y'all want to say? I've enjoyed the live stream. I really enjoyed y'all being here. Now, we may not do another one till next week, but we've done about 2 or 3 in a row. Let's see what military Mike. The bigger the wait, that's right. The longer you got to wait, the bigger the back pay, the bigger the pay. Don't sleep on the VA. Don't get discouraged because they'll try to discourage you. Don't listen to them when they're telling you, oh, you don't qualify for this. Remember, we verify information. Remember, we verify information. What? I have seen videos with 200,000 and 500. What? Let me put this on the screen. I have seen videos with 200,000 and 500,000 winning claims for years, from years ago. Now, what if they would have gave up? They would have not. Okay, well, I know y'all asked about donate. Next time I'm gonna have the Cash App set up. I'm gonna try to put it on my YouTube channel, and when we're doing the live stream, y'all surprised me about that. I really appreciate you, and we're gonna try to get that set up because, like I say, I put a little bit in trying to make sure I'm giving you quality. So it would help to defray the cost of doing these things because I don't believe in bringing nobody nothing less than what I'd like somebody to give me. Now, I do want to go back a little bit to the slides because some of you wasn't in here earlier and talk about, kind of cover this, and we'll be through. Now, we said, for those of you wasn't here earlier, that watch out for these VA experts, the VA expert myth. There's nothing simple about the VA. There's nothing fast. There's nothing easy. And when you hear that, your antennas should go up. All right? So I just want to cover a few of the slides. Advice, support, and help. Make sure you get it from the right people. And you at the right place here, because they backing their information up with documentation. Everybody's going to be in your ear. So you need to be careful. Now, as we were saying earlier, one person might tell you one thing and the other one might tell you something different. So you need to be on top of that. And that's where we kind of start, and we'll stop here. Watch out, evidence. Follow the evidence, not the false flagging and clickbait. And it ain't nothing but cap. All right? How do we donate? I got a Cash app, but I don't know if I can put it on here. Jerome is in here. Hold on. Let me see if I got my Cash app up here. I think so. I got my Cash app right there, but I don't know. I hope I don't get in trouble for putting it on here with the what's coming. But they're my Cash app. $. You got to do it just like it is there. $, H, a capital H, a capital T, then town, vet with a capital V, Northside with a capital N. So if y'all would like to donate, I tried to set it up today. If it doesn't work right, let me know, because I wasn't prepared for nobody to ask me something like that, because that's not really what I do it for. But I do appreciate if you want to donate. We don't have no payment for those secret classes, but whatever you willing to do, and it's not required. But thank you so much. And we're gonna let me see what we got here. So that's what we got there. Let me see if we have any. I do have a very important question. So if y'all have gotten that, if you would like to support, we'd appreciate it. Now I need some information from y'all. Before we leave here, please, what other solutions do you have to protect veterans from these VA experts, from family members that try to take advantage of their money? What things have you done or you think would be suitable in protecting veterans? Because we are usually a target. People trying to get at our benefits. People talking about because there are a lot of scams. Because you know how many times the VA has lost our personal information? Let me ask you this here. Can your spouse go up to the VA and have your direct deposit changed to another account without you? Is that possible? So what solutions do y'all have? Let's see what somebody got some comments. All right, now let's see. I forgot to say, Jerome, we're so glad to have you in the building. I got to get D-Law say, damn, that's a lot of money. He was talking about this 200. I know somebody got 300, but 500,000 is $500,000. Now, what I've seen them do, that sometimes they'll give you the money in increments. They might give you 100, 200,000 one time, another 300,000 or 400,000 in a few months or something. They've done it like that. Now, yeah, that's a lot of money. Simplify. I can't say it right, Jerome. Don't be mad at me. We got brother Jerome Black in the house. We appreciate you. If you see anybody who's seen this, if this video has been informative, please like, share, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. I've only been on here about 6 months, and we have over 1,000, almost 200 subscribers. I'm really appreciative of that, and we're trying to get the information out. So thank you so much. Look what Bernie said. Keep spreading the word. Look, ain't no faking over here because the experts are in the room. All right, ain't no gurus over here. We all are the experts because of our experiences. Now let me see. Look what he say. Keep your mouth shut and don't depend on YouTube for the 411. Exactly. If you gotta, if they just giving you buzzwords and 100% permanent total, easy DBQ and a fast way to get this much money, ain't no fast way to do nothing with the VA. Easy come, easy go. You hear what I said? Easy come, easy go. Now, D-Law, don't leave the large amount in your bank. No. Don't leave that large amount in your bank. Accounts can be hacked. And guess what? Assets can be frozen. Now, what is the... Y'all ain't gonna like this. I think the bank only insures up to $2 million or a certain amount of money. If it's over that, if you had $10 million, that's it. You up the creek. Did you know that? That they only pay you a certain amount. That's why some people separate their money through banks. Now go look that up. Now, let's see. Let me see if I got any more. I don't know if I asked this question. I think I did. At 20 year back pay. We got it. Now let's move on. Yandel. Tell them it's only covers 2/3 of the bills, and they are trying to recruit if they want some. They are even drafting females next year. I didn't know that. This new draft, they're going to draft females too? Well, I'm going to have to inform my daughter. Please get us that article, and we'd appreciate that. Child support put a lien on my account. Now, here's the thing. Watch our video, child support, because let me tell you something. There was a veteran who was, yes, that is what they are saying now. Tell me what you're talking about. I'm kind of not clear. Everybody else may. When you say 2/3 of your bills, when you're talking about they tell them it's only covering 2/3 of your bills. Okay. I think I may know, but let us know. Yes, let me go back to Yandel, what she's saying here. Yes, that is what they are saying. Okay, that they're gonna draft females now. Wow. But back to the child support thing. Watch our video, VA compensation and child support. Watch our video, VA benefits and divorce. Now we would hope that you never have to go through any of those things, but you need to understand, in our video dealing with child support, we dealing with when money can be taken out of your VA compensation. If you are married and not taking care of your spouse or children, your spouse can file an apportionment with the VA. This is not from the state that you're in. The VA acts as the judge and can approve an apportionment or not. And it's needs based. The spouse has to have a need for it. If they don't, they can't get it. They can give them some of your VA compensation, or they can give them the whole thing. A veteran asked me, they don't know about me. He paying child support. They don't know about my VA compensation. Well, the only problem he's going to have if he start running his mouth with his own family, your own family will tell other people about you getting VA disability. Your own family members. Don't tell anybody nothing when they start asking you how you doing it. Just tell them you're trying to make it. Things haven't been easy. Okay? A year and there. When family and friends want your money. Now, okay, let me ask you. How do y'all deal? Have you ever had a problem with family and friends feeling entitled that because you got these benefits. I'm gonna go deeper than that. How many of them have a problem that you're not working and they have to work? That's been the biggest problem that I've had, even dealing with women, that their problem was we were cool until they found out I didn't work. I told them I'm retired. And almost all the time be like, well, it's not fair that I got to work and you don't. What you do don't, what you eat don't make me fat. So what the deal is? And that's a big problem. Now let's see what Yandel is saying here. Okay. I looked it up. Women are not required to register for the draft. The Senate Committee on Armed Service voted to advance the National Defense Act for fiscal year 2025, which authorized. Now, before you get to it, I'm gonna see if I'm right, Yandel. It's for all men that are 18 years old. They don't have to register for selective service no more. Hopefully I'm right. And they just automatically put you in for selective service so you can be drafted. Let me see if I'm right. Let's see what she said. Funding levels of the U.S. military and other defense-related areas for the upcoming fiscal year on June the 14th. I heard something about that date. Now, I don't, but have heard of other people having problems. All right. Now, any final statements, anything but you say you don't have any problems with somebody taking advantage of you. Let me ask you this here. I want to ask y'all a serious question. What do you have something in place? We got old spray in the house today. Hold on. When my SO graduated high school, I guess it meant son. When my son graduated high school last year, he had to sign up for selective service. Yes, but they're trying to pass a law, and I think they passed it from what my daughter told me. And she's 21, and that they're going to automatically sign them up for selective service, because if they keep going to all these wars, they might automatically draft our children. My question to y'all, if you only have one child, do you think they should have to go? Let's say you have twins. My twin uncles, both of them end up having to go to, what was this war back in the 1950s? What was that, the Korean War? One wouldn't go without the other. They were identical twins, and they lived into their late 80s. My one uncle, the last one just passed, he was like 92, and they were joined at the hip. But what about that? Wow. Do you think if they're going to school, do y'all feel that there should be ways to waiver, like if you're going to college at the time? What's your opinion on that? Now, let me see. Let me go down here. Yandale says that the current law only requires men to register for selective service, but any changes would need to go through the legislative process. So while the proposal exists, it is not yet in effect. That's why I say, and my daughter them don't do it. You keep talking about you want equal rights. You want to be equally drafted. So equal rights mean all that. Ain't nothing wrong with people being treated fairly. But when you say you want everything to be the same, well, that means being drafted in the military. You can't backpedal on certain things. Now, Yandale says, while it hasn't been invoked in a half a century, it's mandatory for all male U.S. citizens to register for the selective service, also known as the military draft, when they turn 18. Now, let me say, that's slick how they say selective service, but I didn't know the real name is like a military draft. It's slick how they change up the words. Let me ask you this here. Did everybody register for selective service when they turned 18? I shouldn't be asking you that question because we don't want them coming after you. You was in the military anyway. I registered when I got my ID, my driver's license. And then where I'm at here. All right, let's see what Ian Dale say. Failure to register is classified as a felony and comes with a host of legal challenges. I had to choke up on that one. What? If you don't register for selective service, did anybody know that was a felony? Excuse me? Now, they said 18 to 25-year-olds, I don't think they should have to go if they are still in school. Now, let me ask you this here. What if they are only child? Do you think they need to go if they're only child? Just tell me y'all opinion. Everybody got their own opinion. Let me know. Because I only have one. I only have a daughter. Let me know. And we're about to close it out here. Y'all keep chatting. According to Snoops, but in this proposal version of the bill, one part of a particular item stood out to a lot of people online. The bill will automatically register all males between the ages of 18 and 26. Automatically. Ain't that a trip? That's what I was saying. I didn't know the age range, though. In a selective service, or in more common terms, the draft. No to the only child. I feel that way too. I feel that way too. Now, I want to close out by telling y'all thank you. Any more comments? We're going to read them. We're going to start closing out. But we talked about the VA experts. We went over this thoroughly, and what we think about them, and the people, the lawyers, and different people, the back, what portion of your back pay they get. We talked about all that. So I've enjoyed it. And like I said, I appreciate y'all for everything. And let me know if those of you that want to donate, let me know if the Cash App worked, because I don't know. I did it because my brother asked last night, Bernie. So I really appreciate y'all for everything that y'all do. And I want y'all to keep things going. And I'll see you soon. And thank you. Let me see. Y'all got one comment. I don't want to close out yet. Like our brother here. The sole survivor policy protects the only child if the family member dies from service already. So if you've already had a family member, do you know that was the movie Saving Private Ryan was about? Did y'all know that Saving Private Ryan, he had 4 brothers. He had 3 brothers, or 4 of them. And all 3 of them had got killed in combat. So they were going to get him because he was the baby boy, and they had to get him out of that war zone because he was the last son. That was a powerful movie. And I want to thank y'all for joining our broadcast today. And we're going to keep you, I'm going to change things around, but we're going to, and let me say this last thing with Yendale, that we need people to keep the information going like that, because she has that legal knowledge that we need as far as getting us the information about the law. Oh, Angel in the house, you're going to have to watch it on the review. With God bless America, and help him to keep it safe. My family has been here for over 500 years, Native American and those that came over during the slave trade. So I'm a mixture of both. Yeah, so my family been in Texas for 170 years. This is my country, and I love it because my people built it. There was no country until we built the White House, until we built the Senate. And everybody else that can come over here and contributed, we thank you too. Somebody say the Cash App work. Now, hold on. Y'all gonna have to look. I'm gonna be out there talking about I'm an expert. Y'all better be careful. Don't start blowing my head up. Look, he say the Cash App work. Did you do that? I'm gonna be out there talking about, I got the secrets. It's over here. Come over to this secret place. You know y'all gonna keep me in check. You know y'all gonna make sure I'm straight. Y'all, if I'm doing wrong, D-Law, you put me back in check. Respect. We family here. Ain't nobody above being corrected, okay? Now, let's see what Yandale says. I think the most they can get is 33% for VA lawyers and 7,200. That's what I think D-Law said, but I think it's 33.5%. He said. I guess it depends on your area. I'm about to tell y'all something that's gonna blow your mind though. I don't know why y'all keep talking, because I'm a talker. I could talk all night. Yes, that soldier did not want him to come him. Okay, listen to the big bad Leroy Brown today. I'm telling you, bad Leroy Brown. See, when you growing up in the hood, go look at the little cartoon with it. The cartoon is good. That when you growing up in the hood, we grew up watching that, and we all knew a bad Leroy Brown. Because of his condition, he did what he had to do to make it, because we had very little resources when we were growing up. People say, well, why you commit crime? Why you this here and why you that there? If everybody suck all the resources, you don't have no stores, no jobs. They put you in a situation where you don't have anything. That's why I joined the military, because I wanted opportunity. You understand? They put you in a situation where you're deprived of resources, then say, look what these people are doing to each other. Now, he told a story I had not heard. That's right. Leroy Brown was a guy he was in the military with. Unfortunately, the man that sung the song and wrote it, he passed in a plane crash in 1975. He had a young wife, but he was a very gifted musician. And I respect him, because a lot of times when it comes to my culture, Black culture, we invented most of the music genres in the United States. I like how he was an Italian man. He paid homage to our community, and there was a lot of respect. And that's what we have to do with each other. We all serve together. So why can't we work with each other with these benefits? We need to be able to do that. It's important. When I see Angel, when I see Dale Yandale, I see all y'all my veteran family, and we got to keep looking out for each other. But that doesn't mean that we don't have identity. I am a proud Black man and never been ashamed of it, because that's how I was raised. But at the same time, anytime I see anybody, an elder, of any race, I show respect to them. I was taught to be respectful and kind to those that are respectful and kind to me. Now, let's see what we got here. Hold on. Okay, I tried to get that. Okay, we got that one. Yandale said something. It's in years. Okay, in years. Now, I want to tell y'all, thank you for everything. Thank you for the live stream. Thank you, Angel, for everything. And we're gonna conclude this live stream, and thank you for joining us. And we're gonna see you on the. I can't say stop if y'all keep putting chat. I'm gonna put it up here. Okay, Soldier and Saving Private Ryan did not want to go home, and Tom Hanks died at the end. They knew he was dead when his hand stopped shaking. Cause I didn't realize that, because Tom Hanks had the shakes. He had something similar to Parkinson's disease. When his hand stopped shaking, that's when they knew he had passed. But I thought it was an incredible thing at the beginning when Ryan, he went over there to the grave of the man that saved him and those men that sacrificed for him. And listen, we thank all of our male and female veterans, because let me tell you something. I'm a combat veteran. Do you know we couldn't shoot anything if we didn't get supply? So it takes all of us, supply, everybody. We couldn't eat if the cooks didn't cook the food. Let me tell y'all something. I appreciate everybody. You can't win a war on an empty stomach. Everybody's important. The Navy was important. I didn't like them shooting over my head. I don't know how they were so accurate with those missiles, because they were very accurate, shooting from the water over my head. hitting the enemy. I'm like, this is nervous. But we thank God for the Air Force that were embedded with us. We thank God for the Marines that were with us, that went in, because they had secured another area that made it easier for us to move in our tank battalions and division. So we thank all of you. We thank people that serve stateside. We thank you because anybody that served, and those of you that support veterans in your family. And we're going to have, I want to wish y'all all a good night. And thank you for joining us, okay? Good night.